Over the next decade, behavioral health and addiction treatment will change more than it has in the last 50 years. And the centers that understand what's coming and prepare for it will be the ones that lead the way, expand their impact, and help more people recover than ever before. The centers that ignore what's coming are going to get left behind. Today, we're going to talk about 5 trends that every treatment center owner, operator, and clinician must prepare for as we move into the era of exponential technology. These trends aren't something to fear. They're tools that will make your mission more effective, more accessible, and more human than ever. At Behavioral Health Partners, our mission is to break every barrier to treatment so anyone searching for help can find accessible care that truly works. And the trends we're talking about today actually support that mission. They're not the enemy. They are the opportunity. So let's dive in. Trend number 1, AI-powered clinical documentation. We're living through the fastest technological acceleration in human history. The Industrial Revolution can't touch this. The dot-com boom doesn't come close. Every single month, AI large language models become more efficient, more accurate, and more capable. And the AI we're using right now, today, will look like the original version of ChatGPT within just a couple years. That's how quickly this is moving. One of the biggest reasons clinicians burn out is because half their time is spent on documentation instead of doing the work they actually love, helping people. They didn't get into the field to write notes. They didn't get into this field to chase authorizations or fill out the same forms over and over and over again. They got into this field to sit with people, to connect, to guide, to heal. AI is finally giving them their time back. And here's the thing many clinicians don't realize yet. One of the biggest fears around AI documentation used to be accuracy. People worried that AI would make mistakes, but recent studies show that clinicians right now are making more than double the documentation errors than AI mistakes at this stage of the game. The fear is outdated. The reality is that AI is already more consistent, more compliant, and more thorough than humans. Not because humans aren't capable, but because humans are overloaded. We now have tools that can listen to entire sessions, break down every minute, identify which psychotherapeutic modalities were used, and generate a full session report ready for billing and supervision. That means clinicians can focus on what matters most, their patients. And it means documentation can finally become what it was always supposed to be, an accurate record of care, not a daily burden that drains the life out of the people who give their lives to help others. The centers that embrace this now will reduce burnout, increase accuracy, and elevate their clinical quality. And the centers that don't, well, they'll be stuck in the past while everyone else moves forward. Trend number 2, measurement-based care becomes mandatory. This is the trend that will separate the centers that truly help people from the centers that just say they do. Most people who open a treatment center or step into this field do it because they genuinely want to help people. That's the heart of this work. But without a real system for tracking what is happening with your clients during treatment and after treatment, you never actually know how well you're fulfilling your mission. We've had dismal long-term sobriety rates in the United States for decades. We've watched relapse rates within first 12 months stay tragically high, and for far too long. There's been no systemic pressure to actually solve that problem. Marketing has advanced, branding has advanced, facilities have advanced, but outcomes haven't. That ends in the next decade. Measurement-based care, MBC, is going to become a requirement. Payers will accept it, regulators will expect it, families will expect it, and honestly, they should. If we're going to claim we save lives, we should have the humility and the courage to measure whether our work is working. MBC will shift our industry from appearing great to actually being great. It will incentivize innovation around what works, rather than around what simply looks good online. It is both a competitive advantage and an ethical obligation. The programs that track outcomes will refine their practices, strengthen their clinical offerings, and serve their communities better. The programs that don't will fall behind, and fast. Trend number 3, value-based reimbursement becomes the dominant insurance model. In the coming decade, insurance companies will increasingly tie reimbursement to one thing: outcomes. And that means centers who can prove their impact will rise. Centers who can't will struggle. One of the most important shifts here is understanding what success actually means. For years, our industry has obsessed over abstinence. And yes, abstinence is one marker of recovery, but it's not the only one. And it's definitely not the full picture. Imagine someone who was fully dependent on fentanyl. They enter treatment, they complete treatment, And 3 years later, they haven't touched fentanyl once. They have a stable job they've held for 2 years. They bought their first home 9 months ago. Their family relationships are repairing. Their quality of life has skyrocketed. And on the weekends after work, they smoke weed. Is that person a failure? Or is that person a miracle? We must begin seeing the whole person, the whole life, the whole transformation. Value-based reimbursement rewards that kind of comprehensive growth. It rewards functional recovery, stability, engagement, health, purpose, family restoration, and community contribution. And yes, abstinence is part of the conversation, but it is not the entire conversation. Value-based care is coming fast, and it is a blessing for everyone in the industry who has a real heart to make a difference. Because the programs that prepare, by tracking outcomes, building strong clinical pathways, and proving what they do, will thrive. The programs that don't will be squeezed out. And honestly, that's a good thing. The future of this industry belongs to the helpers, the healers, the innovators, the ones who actually change lives. Trend number 4, federal and state regulations become standardized and enforced faster. The era of the Wild West in behavioral health is ending. Billing practices will tighten even more, body brokering rings will continue to be exposed, and state and federal agencies will use technology, including AI, to investigate fraud, track unusual billing patterns, and shut down corruption far faster than ever before. We've already seen what happens when bad actors exploit loopholes, like the native insurance plan crisis in Oklahoma, where people were flown to California for fraudulent treatment and then abandoned on the streets the moment insurance stopped paying. In the coming decade, investigations like that won't take years. They'll take months, maybe even weeks. This is good news for ethical operators. It means the playing field is leveling. It means integrity will finally be rewarded. And it means that the centers doing things right, clinically, legally, and operationally, will be protected and elevated. Trend number 5. Hybrid treatment models redefine the continuum of care. The future of treatment is not 1 hour a week with a therapist. The future is a full hybrid continuum that combines in-person care, virtual support, AI-driven engagement, and continuous monitoring. We don't have fully humanized AI therapy bots yet, but they're coming. And when they arrive, they will serve as powerful between-session companions that check in on clients, track their mood, take notes, and help providers understand what's really happening during the other 167 hours of the week. Imagine having a real-time understanding of how your clients are doing, not just once a week, but every single day. Imagine relapse detection technology that identifies shifts in mood, speech patterns, or behavior early enough to intervene before a crisis. Imagine families becoming more integrated into the recovery journey because technology keeps them informed, supported, and empowered. Technology will not replace human connection, but it will make human connection more powerful, more informed, more consistent, and more accessible to the people who need it the most. That is the future we're stepping into. We've entered an era of technological speed the world has never seen before, faster than the Industrial Revolution, faster than the dot-com boom, and it's not slowing down. AI is here, and you can use it, not to replace your passion, but to multiply it, to make your care more accessible, to make your mission more effective, and to break the barriers to treatment that have held this industry back for far too long. The next decade belongs to the centers that embrace innovation with integrity, the centers that measure what matters, the centers that use technology to strengthen human connection, not weaken it, and the centers that boldly step into the future, not with fear, but with purpose. The future of behavioral health is bright, and together we can build it. From Behavioral Health Partners, your partners in growth and impact.